Welcome everybody to the official HHCO Iceberg. This one is going to be a long one, so strap in. After hours of editing and even more hours of just gathering all the information and screenshots I can find, we finally have this iceberg completed. This is a huge community effort. Shout out to everybody that helped me. Shout out Blaze, shout out Vapor, shout out Viddy, shout out Cuberto, shout out Alex V. Shout out all these guys. Shout out JTR. I'll put everybody in the description of who helped me. But yeah, this is a great video if you're like new to HHCO and you just want to get caught up on the history, or maybe you've been playing for a long ass time and you don't even know what some of these things are. You're gonna find something new. And at the bottom, this stuff gets really weird. So stay tuned. I'll put all the timestamps in like the pinned comment or something. So yeah, before we get started, like and comment for part 2, because there's definitely stuff I missed. I know there's stuff I missed, in fact. And part 2, I'll also do HHCL history as well, which goes even deeper, if you can believe it. But yeah, let's stop the yapping and just get going. Tier 1. So starting off strong with old game. Now, old game for HHCO is not really talking about HHCL. It's more so talking about the actual HHCO games. A lot of people already know that the game we play on currently isn't the game that we started on or that we played near the beginning. But a lot of people don't know there's actually 3 different versions of the game, and that we're on the 3rd version. The first version was called HHCL 2, and then that got overhauled into HHCO, and then there was another overhaul of the game, still called HHCO, but now it's what we're kind of used to. You can actually still go play HHCL 2. It's in K-Group's profile somewhere. It's also in my favorited game, so you can go check that out. But yeah. So next we have unused discords, and kind of like old game, there's a lot of old discords that we just don't use anymore or that were deleted. Now, the 2 original HHCO and PGHL discords were both deleted. I believe that Vixa OG deleted one of the servers, I forgot which one, and I'm pretty sure a bot deleted the other one. Other than those 2, we still have a lot of unused discords. We have a total of 6 discords, I think, unless I'm forgetting some. We have the old Miners Discord, the old 5v5 League Discord, which only like 70 people are in, including me. We have the old Tier 3 Discord, and then we have the current Tier 3 and regular Tier 1 and Tier 2 Discord, as well as the 8-man's Discord, plus the 2 other ones that I was talking about that were deleted. So, in total, we have like 10 Discords. So next we have Lethal Jilly, and the Lethal Jillies, also known as the Yeet Gods, that's kind of just their username, and yeah, they each have a different one. I'm pretty sure there's like 16 of them or something like that. And the list is on the screen right now. You can see all of them. They just have a slightly different spelling for each one of them, but all the usernames appear the same in the game. I'm pretty sure the original Jilly was probably Joanne. But yeah, let's keep going. So next up we have cup pictures. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a cup picture is. It's when the team wins the cup in whichever league. They go line up by the goalie and stand on top of the net or next to it. And we all just kind of do this now. But if you actually think about it, do we know who started it? Like, it had to have started really early on in like seasons 1 or 2 of HHCL. It's just kind of weird that we've kept that tradition alive and nobody's really like, not even on purpose, we just do it. Yeah. I'm adding this in editing, but I found this image uploaded on May 15th, 2013 by Time Halt himself, who's like the creator of the league. And I think this is season 1. I think this is the original cup picture. This is what started it all. Kind of cool. Alright, moving on to HHCO TikTok. This TikTok, which is actually ran by me, has like 3,000 followers. Every clip gets at least 1,000 views. Go give it a follow. Go send me a clip if you want to get posted. I'll do it. Yeah. Alright, so moving on to level 2. We're starting off really strong with this one in Wario Troll. Now, if you're in the Discord a lot, you probably have seen the Wario Troll face before. It's very synonymous with a single person, and that would be, of course, Tommy. If you look up the Wario Troll face, it comes up with pages and pages and pages of just Tommy. It's insane how much this guy posted it. If someone's mother died, he would react with a Wario Troll. You can't stop the Wario Troll. You just have to embrace it. Up next, we have something perhaps even more iconic than Wario Troll, and that would be Alex V quotes. Now, if you look at the server statistics, Alex V actually holds the record for most messages sent in HHCO Discord, which is, a real feat when you're going up against guys like Tommy, who just sent Wario Troll all day. But in his, 17,000 messages that he sent, there's some real good ones in here, and some real stinkers. Look at this one, where he's asking if Vasy can play in HHCO, and I said, nah, we banned him. And then he asked me if he's still banned. I said, nah, he was banned. And then even Aura said, banned! Then Alex V, still not understanding, asked, well, he isn't on the spreadsheet. Because he was banned, Alex V. It's because he was banned. Or this other one, where J.A. said he couldn't do stats today because his father was in an accident and had to go to the hospital. To which Alex V responded with a simple thumbs up. Just say, yeah, man, it's all good. What a legend, bro. What a fucking legend. Up next, we have Peter moment. Now, this moment kind of transcends the actual moment it took place. The story goes that this was season 1 of HHCO, and Peter was on my team, the Los Angeles Kings, and we were fighting for a playoff spot, and it was the final game of the season, and this game really determined seeding for everybody else as well. So everybody was in our server, and we're down 1 goal, or I forgot if we were down a goal or if we were tied. But it doesn't really matter, because Peter gets on a breakaway, he has an open net, he shoots, and it's off the pipe. The chat explodes. To this day, that's the fastest I've ever seen chat type in-game. And that moment became known as Peter moment. But now, any moment where somebody, especially Peter, hits a post on a breakaway or something like that, just misses an open net, it's known as a Peter moment. Yeah, bring that term back. Haven't seen it used in a little bit. Let's bring it back. Moving on to alting. Now, chances are you've already know what alting is. It's, of course, the act of playing on another person's account. Now, this usually happens in minors because in majors everybody's eligible already, so why would you do it? But alting is by far the most common crime committed amongst HHCOers. There's never been an altless season. It's kind of hard catching alts as well, so you're probably going to get away with it as well. I'd say the most well-known alters include Graeme and Antoine. And of course, those are the 2 guys with the most cups in the league. So what does that tell you? Some of the more relevant alting scandals in recent times have been Realm, Wambino, Settimano. I mean, there's 3 people that get caught, at least, minimum, every single season. So chances are you've played on team with someone that's alted and you didn't even know it. Rounding out the second level, we have the hockey guy. Now, a lot of you who pay attention to real-life hockey YouTubers and like NHL YouTubers probably already know this guy. He's a pretty popular NHL YouTuber, but he had to drop some knowledge on HHCO. He was getting fed up with the BS. He called Graeme out for alting.
Graeme, stop alting. It's gotten back to me. It's at this point, it's one of those things that just needs to happen. So, yeah.
He called the Yeet Gods out for smelling bad, and not taking a shower.
Apparently, what's the grapevine says that the Yeet Gods, might need to work on the BO a little bit of some water, and maybe some soap in the shower is probably not a bad idea either. Just saying.
He did give props to Aura, though. Shout out to Aura. The hockey guy had to let him know.
For a little while. Aura, also best shots in the entire game, apparently, or at least one of the best shots in the entire game. Graeme, stop alting.
So this next level, they're kind of just all like weird glitches and stuff like that, or something related to the actual game itself. This first one here, puck grab / puck drop, is one of the most common exploits in the game, I'd say. And it's where you run a script and the puck either drops from the opponent's stick or it teleports onto your stick. It's pretty common. It can be pretty subtle at times if you set your range like really low or like just a little bit above, what's allowed. It can be pretty subtle. Now, this exploit has honestly been around since like 2015, I want to say. Maybe even before that. Yeah, pretty common. Next is C-Poke meta. Now, the C-Poke meta was really prominent a few seasons ago. Probably like a lot of seasons ago now that I think about it. But it used to be like the reigning PG strat where if anybody came in close, anybody at all, you can just press C and the puck would do the little C-Poke animation. You guys know what I'm talking about. The poke check animation. The puck flies behind you. And that shit was OP. You literally couldn't score on the ground and close at all for like 4 seasons straight. It was insane. So now we got Hockey World. Now, Hockey World was a game made by Complextic, who will come up a little bit later. And this was around the time where the original HHCL was kind of dying. I think Bombs had left the game at this point, and HHCO was just starting, just starting really. And Hockey World was the other hard-coded competitor to both HHCL and HHCO, and it got pretty popular at one time. Like, it was more popular than both for a little while, and I made a few videos about it when it came out, and they asked me to make a few videos, and their league lasted for a while. I don't know what's going on nowadays. I don't know if they still have a league. I don't even know if the game is still up. I don't know what happened to Complextic. I don't know shit, bro, to be honest with you. It was a pretty big deal back then, because we all thought that, oh no, HHCO is going to die, and Hockey World is going to take the entire player base. But, of course, that didn't happen. Cursed stadiums. Now, cursed stadiums have been a thing since old HHCL as well. Actually, the old HHCL has some really, really funny cursed stadiums. Like Mexico City Doras, for example. So, yeah, cursed stadiums are basically just any stadium that makes the game unplayable. In HHCO, the best example of this was the outdoor Winter Classic Stadium, which just broke the game's physics. I don't even know how it happened. You went into the ice. There was jock puck. There was all this other random bullshit. It was laggy, and it was even worse back in the old HHCL when you could make a custom stadium. My God, dude! Thank God K Group made a preset stadium. Some of you stadium builders were really fucking bad at it, because what the heck were you guys adding in those stadiums to make them so laggy? I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah. Next up is Jaw Puck. Now, Jaw Puck is a glitch where you shoot the puck and it just keeps traveling up and up and up and up into the sky. So it's called Jaw Puck. It probably has a few different names depending on who you ask. And I actually couldn't find any clips or references to this glitch in the Discord, but it's been around since the beginning. It happens very rarely, and it happens more commonly like if Roblox updates its physics or something like that. But yeah, that's Jaw Puck. On to banned shots. Now there's a few banned shots. One of the more regular ones you'll see is pucks aren't allowed to go at a downward slope into the net. This is because people will find a way to just start ripping full icers, and it goes in every single time. Now, every single time they revert this rule, somebody finds another way to do that and to cheese it. So they just said, the hell with it, we're just going to ban it. So yeah, that's a good decision. Other banned shots include just running the puck like through the side of the net or through the back of it. You can't do that. You can't like ram it through the goalie's pads and everything like that. You can't like interfere with the goalie. And you can't. Sometimes you'll get lifted and you'll still be able to shoot the puck. And if you score like that, then it's a no goal. That's happened to me a few times. But yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. We are now getting pretty deep into this thing. This is where the things start to becoming like a little niche, if they weren't already. This first entry is easily my favorite in the tier. It's Slim Peter. Now, if you don't know what Slim Peter is, it's a Wiz Khalifa song.
Leave it to me. If you want some bomb ass weed, leave it to me. If you want a fire ass verse, leave it to me.
Now, the name Slim Peter was actually decided by Wiz Khalifa's Discord, and it just so happened that all the Yeet Gods and other members of the HHCO community were in that Wiz Khalifa Discord and voted on that name, and were actually included in the cover art of the song. If you look closely behind Peter's head on the bulletin board, you'll see all the names of these different HHCLers. You'll see Atom, Flash, Jetpack. I mean, they got some other meme guys up there as well. But yeah, this was a really wild time. And if you look at the Genius page for that song, there's actually a really like well-written description of like how the events unfolded, which is pretty cool. There's a few HHCLers names mentioned in there as well. But yeah, moving on to YFox. Now, if you were around for the YFox days, then you definitely remember this. He was kind of the first quote-unquote streamer to stream our game. And at the time, he was definitely the most popular streamer to like stumble upon us and actually like play with us. Like, he really wanted to actually like play the game. He announced a lot of games. He showed up to a lot of games. He followed our team, my team that I was on, Hershey, for like the whole season. He was a big fan of Zach at the time.
What do you feel about Zyko? Oh, come on. Zyko? At some point, we might start to rename the Bears to just Zyko Hershey's. Come on! Zyko? He be carrying the whole game.
But yeah, just really cool guy. He had face cam, which was unique for any streamer before, or since, really. So yeah, pretty cool. Next up, we have K Group is missing. Now, there's actually a few instances this could be referring to. I'd say the main one is when K Group kind of just left the game, left the community a few years ago after he was declined captaincy in favor of Lucky Eclipse. So he removed all the access of the league servers and all the access of the network and everything. And he just kind of left everything alone for like a few months, really. Yeah, I forgot how long he was away for, but we eventually got in touch with him, and the league came back. But yeah, that was a pretty scary time because we didn't know if the league was going to survive after that. And K-Group has gone, he's gone rogue a few times, to say the least. He just does what he does, bro. Alright, this next story is kind of crazy and kind of creepy because I still don't know what happened. Like, nobody knows what happened. But this occurred near the really early days of the league. Like, when HHCL really started dying and people wanted to play another game, K-Group was really trying to update HHCO to get it league ready and everything like that. And I remember it was me, K-Group, and some other people in a practice server. We were testing something or dicking around or something when all of a sudden dozens and dozens and dozens of these players just started flooding our game. And we didn't really know what to think of first. And the thing about these players is that they were actually playing the game. They were like F and G'ing. They were shooting. They were, skating around. They were sprinting. They were tracking the puck and everything. And we were like, what the heck? Does this game just get on the front page or something? Because they got to like 200 players, if I remember. Eventually, we found out that they were bots because they wouldn't respond to any messages that we sent them. And we were like, who the heck could create a bot like this and actually do something? Now, to this day, we don't know. We have no idea. The leading theory at the time was that it was Complextic, the owner, the creator of HHCO, who kind of had, I wouldn't say an enemy relationship with us, but he was definitely our competitor. But I have no idea why he would do something like this. But he's definitely somebody who could and would do something like this. But yeah, I have no idea. I asked K-Group about this the other day and he still doesn't know. It's the biggest unsolved mystery in HHCO history. Someone out there probably still has this exploit and could bot HHCO with hundreds of bots whenever. Alright, this next one is a little bit just more funny than anything else. It's the R Lions singing video. Now, R Lions was a known troll, I guess. I don't know. But he always seemed to have a lot of enemies. So it was kind of funny when this video came out of him singing along with his girlfriend.
Can you make it last forever?
Can you?
I said I'm about to go to war.
About to. Okay.
At this point, it's a few years old, so I feel kind of bad still bringing it up. But here we are. It's still funny to this day. So that was it for Tier 4. We're now moving on to Tier 5. Tier 5 is the last of the kind of normal tiers, but it's also where things start to get a little bit, weirder. Starting off with CMP. Now, if you were around for the CMP days, then you definitely remember this guy. He also went by Tanzanian Napoleon and a few other names. He was always changing his name or something like Darjeeling. And that kid, man, I don't know what's wrong with him. I think he has something going on, but he always talked about sex. He always had the wildest stories that caught everybody off guard because you didn't know where the heck it was coming from. You didn't know why this kid was talking about that stuff or where he even learned to say that stuff. And he seemed to just talk about the most random of things sometimes. And they were always just the wildest of stories. It was very entertaining. I think we ranked him either commissioner or like board of directors for like an hour just to see what would happen. And of course he used the announcements to announce that he was transgender now. So congratulations, CMP. It's Pride Month. Next up is corrupt board members. Now, whether the board likes to admit it or not, there's always a little bit of corruption in every single board of directors that I can remember. Some of the more memorable board members that have been corrupt include Siegel, Wambino. I mean, even me and Aura were bona fide board members for like a long time. And even we were, just a little bit corrupt. but they eventually found out. They suspended us. They removed our board as well. Yeah, there's always some corruption in the board. You just gotta find it. Oh God, bro. Next up, we have Dreamy Bowl. Dreamy Bowl is kind of just the worst version of Tommy's Wario Troll. These guys think that Dreamy Bowl, who is a black male adult actor who, let's just say, does a lot of things with his own body, and films it, and there's a group of people in HHCO that find it the most hilarious thing they've ever laid their eyes upon, and feel the need to just send it in general chat whenever they can. Now, the craziest thing to me about all this is that how the heck do these guys keep getting image perms? I mean, for real, you would think people would learn that it's really only 3 guys sending this shit. Why does Marty still have pick perms, bro? God. Let's move on to overthrown commissioners. There's been a few. It was honestly a lot more common back in the day. We used to go through a new commissioner every couple seasons. But really, with Zeal and Alex, both of them, it's been pretty steady sailing for the most part. We've had a few commissioner overturns. The most recent one is Mr. October, who was actually overthrown because he was caught padding his stats. Not the old-fashioned way, where you just, you'd beat up on a team that left and you're just shooting an open net. No, not like that. He did it the new way, bro, where he's going into the Google Docs spreadsheet and editing the numbers. Good thing Peter is just such a fucking beast, and he realized that shit and said, "What the hell is up?" and actually caught him doing it. And the rest is history. Mr. October, he's gone. Peter, he's a legend. You know what it is. Okay, this next one's a little bit fucked up, but it's alright. Firestorm emergencies, and that is plural for a reason, refers to the multiple medical emergencies that Firestorm has had because of HHCO. The most well-known one is when allegedly Firestorm was in a game in which somebody scored and did the Titan celebration, which, if you don't know, spawns a huge Titan and there's a bunch of lights and flashing lightning and everything. And poor Firestorm has epilepsy or something and has seizures and actually has to be hospitalized because of it. This is his own words, by the way. But yeah, that was kind of crazy that actually happened. Now, Firestorm has also had and beat kidney cancer, so throw some W's in the chat for Firestorm. And when he announced this, everybody was kind of shocked, but of course, in typical Tommy fashion, he responded with an emotional damage gif. I just thought that was funny. Tier 6. This is where stuff gets a little bit spicy, okay? This is where we start seeing banned players and a bunch of other weird shit. So yeah, get ready. The Sethi Mono Mother incident. Where do I even begin on this one? There's actually 2 different incidents that are kind of just unrelated to each other, but still involve Sethi Mono's mom and Oraphora, because what happened was Oraphora posted a picture of Sethi Mono's mom just in chat. He didn't even say anything else. He just posted the picture, and Sethi Mono, rightfully so, freaked out. Messaged Alex V about it. Alex V definitely didn't like that, and he suspended Aura, or he might have even banned him. I forgot. But yeah, that was wild, and that's totally separate from this other incident, including Sethi's mom and Oraphora, where they somehow, it was Oraphora and a few other people in the call with Sethi Mono's mother, who was on the mic. And I have no idea how they actually got his mom on the mic, but they exposed Sethi Mono for saying the N-word to his mom.
Hey, Mr. Seth's mom.
He
Help
knows
me.
that the N-word is not allowed used in my house, and I'll kick the shit out of him if he does.
But little did we know, like 5 minutes or however many minutes later, we hear his mom say the N-word, just casually, just dropping the N-bomb.
What?
And we're like, what? What the hell? So yeah, that was wild, man. So next up, we have Papalevsky, aka Vasy, aka Lil Dude. He is one of the most notorious people in HHCO history. He's also the first banned person on this list, and he was banned for doxing somebody else, Mason, who is also on this list, which included his social security number and address and other stuff as well. And I actually mic'd up with Vasy for this video, and he said that all that stuff was fake and that the information he had was just given to him by somebody else. And so, yeah, he also wrote this really funny apology letter that I thought I should mention. But yeah, he's still banned. He's probably not going to play HSCO again, unless he ults, of course. SWB Tyrese is a very well-known name who has been around HHCL for a lot longer than you'd think. He's been playing since like season 2 of old HHCL. He's seen a lot of shit, and I've been teammates with him multiple times, but I do have to admit that these memes about him that keep coming out about him at these online dating fucking Roblox like clubs and fucking whatever else are just hilarious. I mean, just look at these things, man. What the heck, Tyrese, bro? Why are you even playing these games, dude? Come on, man. It's just funny. Now, Mason, he was mentioned earlier because he was doxxed by Vasy, but there's also some blame to be put on Mason himself because he did dox himself a couple times, actually. And there's this one video of him. I'm not going to post the full thing because I don't know how he feels about that. But it's him just drinking a whole like bottle of vodka or something after a rough HHCO loss. I don't blame him, dude. Those HHCO losses can be tough, especially in the playoffs, man. Been there, man. But yeah, he's also doxed other people. He was banned for doxing and alting. Yeah, I don't know where he's at today. I think he's still banned. I haven't seen him try to play. I don't know. He's either alting or not playing. The bombs dox? Man, this story also involves Complextic, the owner of Hockey World. And back then, Bombs was still kind of around the community, but this is what really drove him away. This is honestly more HHCL lore than it is HHCO, but it is kind of what sparked HHCO's like creation, I guess. But yeah, Complextic found Bombs' address and, you know, pictures, Facebook page, whatever. He found a lot of that stuff and just like started leaking it, and eventually Bombs was like just left. You know what I mean? He didn't bother with the community after that. I remember Bombs actually had a pretty funny initial response to this, where he said, if you come anywhere like near my property, he's gonna basically just shoot him with a shotgun. That's literally what he said. So yeah, don't mess with Bombs. Don't go to his house or he will shoot you. Just a warning, guys. Alright, if you thought that last tier was still pretty tame, then strap the fuck in, because this bottom tier is just absolutely insane. I'm showing screenshots of everything I got. You know what I mean? I don't care. So, you better be ready. Content warning, trigger warning, parental guidance warning, dude. Get your fucking mom in here. Starting off tier 7 with the big one, we got TTA, also known as Top Thrill Anthony, also known as Violet, also known as a bunch of other things because they went by a bunch of other things. He was a former player, goalie, announcer, YouTuber even. He was, you know, back in the day, he was my competitor on YouTube. And he was kind of like my OG friend. So this one definitely stings a little bit because a few years ago, there were some screenshots that came out. He got exposed on Twitter for actually being like a predator. And, you know, some of these screenshots are pretty bad. I'm not going to show all of them, But this one, he was texting a 14-year-old. Now, the victim also claimed that he was texting other kids as young as like 12 or 13, which is kind of insane. And when this incident broke a few years ago, I actually texted TTA on Instagram to like confront him about it, and they gave a really long response, and they really did not deny anything. In fact, they kind of said that they did it, which was kind of like, They also went into a lot of fucking detail. Like, what the fuck does this mean? But yeah, TTA, Predator, watch out. Alright, we're continuing this shitstorm with iToeDrag. Now, iToeDrag was a former player who was actually a pretty good player. He was a lethal Jilly, and, well, he's now banned because he was also caught texting minors. And some of these screenshots that I'm showing are pretty bad. I don't know the exact age that Lilith was, but I know it was underage. Same with Courtney. And we got iToeDrag right here, literally in 4K, asking for nudes, asking for other stuff as well. I mean, you guys can fucking read. But yeah, he's banned. He's a pedophile. Get him out of here. Let's move on. So next up is Virgawolf, or Raidwolf. Now, a lot of you don't actually know who this is, and that's because he wasn't really a prominent player in the game, but he was a prominent weirdo. And so everybody was kind of just, making fun of him already. And then one day, we found out that he was exposed on Twitter for being a pedophile, and we were like, what the heck? This one is by far has the most evidence towards it, because we actually have screenshots of him sending the dick pic to a 14-year-old, and we also have this other screenshot of him admitting to sending that to a 14-year-old. So yeah, this guy should honestly just be in jail. He's also sent pictures of his face, which I honestly don't even know if I could show that, because I don't want to get into legal trouble, even though he's a pedophile, so I would do it. But yeah, I mean, just a weird guy in general. We also trolled him a few times in the Discord.
But on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking out, everybody's choking now. Clock's run out, time's up, over, blast, snap back to Aladdin.
Which was funny as fuck. But yeah, let's move on. Moving on to one of the more well-known incidents. Now, I will admit that for these next couple, I don't have as much concrete evidence as I did like the past few ones, but everybody remembers this happening. It's the Sed incident. It's when Sed shared pictures of another underage player's private parts into the general chat, and everybody was like, what the fuck? Because Sed was also like a board of directors at the time, so it was really weird. But yeah, he was banned. He was kicked. He went on to play Hockey Noobs. I think he still plays Hockey Noobs. I don't know where he is nowadays. But yeah, that was pretty weird. He's another one of these banned for life kind of guys. Next up is the Sir McHam hamster incident. Now, you guys have probably seen this one hanging out here and been like, what the fuck is that? And it's literally exactly what you fucking imagined. Sir McHam, content warning, filmed himself, I believe it was, putting a hamster in the toilet and then, flushing it. And he just posted that to general chat, and everybody was like, what the fuck, dude? So he was quickly banned after that, been banned from the league ever since. I don't know where he's at today, to be honest with you. But yeah, that was a weird incident. Alright, we have finally reached the bottom of the bottom, and now it's time for perhaps the most horniest man in league history, and that is, of course, Andy Traps. Now, this man was so horny that we had people back in the day following him into games just to see what he would do, because he would only play these online dating Roblox games and just talk to these girls who couldn't have been older than like 14 years old and just get them to like marry him or date him or something like that. And he was always just trying to talk to as many of these girls as possible, especially the ones that played HHCL, because he was the commissioner of the minor leagues at the time, so he kind of knew everybody who came through, and he tried to talk to every single girl that was in there, all two of them. Yeah, that's Andy Traps. That concludes the official HHCO Iceberg. Now, If I missed anything or if I got any information wrong, leave it in the comments. I'll probably make a part 2 if this does really well. Please share this video with like whoever cares, and even if they don't care, just show it to them anyways, because yeah, like I said, this took a long ass time editing, so it would be nice if you just liked and comment and shared. Thank you for watching.
Graeme, stop alting.
Leave it to me. If you want some bomb ass weed, leave it to me. If you want a fire ass verse, leave it to me. If you want a bad bitch, take and leave her with me. Freeze up the sleeve. You would think it's Taco Tuesday, we get the cheese. I ain't too into her needs, but if she want it, I'ma get it for her. So much bottles, they asking what I spend it for.